to our team call. I will actually get started and stop talking about lashes now. Few things that I wanted to announce and discuss with you guys on the international launch coming up, sort of best practices. And I know you're going to hear from all over the network the best thing that you can do, and you've probably heard it from me already, the best thing that you can do to prepare for the international launch is to build your business at home. That is a true story. However, I want you to be intelligent about the launch coming up, and I do want you to be prepared, because there were several coaches that I talked to, like legacy coaches who've been around forever, who said, well, the Canadian launch just really didn't do anything for me. And I was like, what? Like, are you insane? Like, 3 of the top 10 coaches in the company are Canadian, and their bases are largely Canadian. Are you telling me there wasn't anybody there? No. So there are people there. In fact, there are more people in the UK than what we have in Canada. So I want to be intelligent about this. I want to give you guys some best practices. And although home, Canada and the US is still our focus, there are some things that you can do to make sure that you're capitalizing on the international launch for sure. So again, I'm sick today, so I'm trying to like project my voice, but just turn up your device if I kind of start fading through this call. Before we go any further though, we have got a brand new diamond coach in the house, you guys. Robin Webster woke up a shiny diamond this morning. So round of applause, Robin. So proud of you for your work ethic and your hustle and your heart. So proud of you, and so excited to have you in the diamond group. Like, it's time you're in there. That's how I feel, actually. I'm just going to say about a lot of the Fit Republic coaches. I'm like, it's time. It's time. Come on. Come on. I'm looking at you. What else was I going to say? Oh, that's it on recognition. I have a book coming out, and I just wanted to let you guys know this book is geared towards the fat loss resistant population. My team will be getting access to this book for free. You don't have to pay for it because you're my babies and grandbabies, etc. So that it will be launching sometime in July. Stay tuned for a post in the Fit Republic. I'm going to be running a really small test group very shortly, just very small test group. For those who have plateaued, it's been a while since you've made progress, you have any hormonal disorders, anything like that, I will be running a larger test group, probably shortly after Summit. So stay tuned for posts about that. That will probably coincide maybe a month before the book launches. So super excited about that. The way it works is like you have to contact me about it, because otherwise the Amazon thingy, like you have to do a backdoor thing. I'm not sure. Okay. That's that. Now on to the international launch and other stuff. So there is a launch happening at Summit. There is a big freaking massive launch happening at Summit. I can't tell you what it is. In fact, I do not even know the details of what it is. All I know is that it's going to be an absolute game changer for the network. I do know that it is part of corporate's sort of push to increase volume for coaches. So in order to take advantage, and there's another cool little launch happening in August as well. So there's a lot of new stuff coming up the pipe this year to increase volume for coaches. But here's the deal, you guys. It doesn't matter to you if corporate pushes these new products and they've got all this new stuff coming out, if volume isn't something that you're benefiting from in your business. How do you benefit from volume for the very new coaches here? You open your business up to start earning team volume bonus as an Emerald coach. Okay, so these product launches, all of this stuff happening, the way that you maximize these product launches is by being a coach that benefits from volume, being at least an Emerald coach. Once you're an Emerald coach, if you have a power leg, then you would start adding your coaches to your weak leg. And as these launches come out, you guys all collectively take advantage of them, and you collectively watch your income do this, right? So retail income, which we get when we sign a new challenger, or when a new coach buys a challenge pack, retail income can only ever get you so far. Have you ever heard the phrase trading dollars for hours? Yeah, that's what we're trying to get away from, right? I went to Italy. I did nothing but post on my Facebook sporadically, and I got paid $4,000 that week. So obviously there's a ton of pre-work that went into that, right? It's not just like Beachbody's like, oh, here, have some free money, right? You understand, but residual income where you have freedom of your time, that's what I want for you. That's exactly what I want for you. As many gorgeous mamas as I'm looking at, or not, for mamas, whatever, as I'm looking at on this call, I want for you to be building that for yourself, because as many people as have joined the Fit Republic team, there is still an immense, massive, huge amount of demand out there for what we do. I heard this question twice last week. Within the last couple of weeks, one of my very good friends, she's like, well, do you think that the Beachbody market is saturated now? Because Shakeology, and I see it on Facebook and all of this stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, absolutely not. If all you know about me from my Facebook is Shakeology, I'm doing a terrible job as a coach. If all you know about me is product placement from what I post, I am doing the worst job as a coach. Because in terms of market saturation, let's talk business for a second. No, just not. We are not saturated in North America whatsoever. The problem of overweight and obesity is massive. And the amount of coaches that we have, 400,000 coaches, 400,000 and some odd coaches, there are millions and millions and millions of obese and overweight in North America. And what about those people that aren't obese and overweight and they just want, fit, healthy lifestyle? We are not saturated by any means whatsoever. So both for the product launch happening at Summit, the product launch happening in August, as well as the UK launch happening this fall, which I will give you guys a little warning and maybe set an expectation. When they say fall, it could be November, could be December, it could maybe be January. I'm just saying, they're really ambitious, and Carl wants to pump stuff out as quick as he can possibly pump stuff out. But I've definitely been a part of a few different things where it's the launches, with the Canadian launch, where it's oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. This is going to happen. And it was the next quarter, 2 quarters later, a year later. I don't think it's going to be a year later, but just be prepared. It's not going to be September 1. That is for sure, on this launch. But seriously, the best thing that you can do is to start growing your team. Because it's one thing, and I will give you some social media tips. I will give you some things that you can do to connect with people in the UK right now. But those things are going to matter such a small little bit if you're not growing your team before it happens. If you start growing your team before we get those big advantages, here's what happens. So you start making connections with people in the UK, and you've connected with 25 amazing people, 5 of whom are ready to jump the day it opens up, right? That's, I don't know, how much in commission for you? $40 times 5. Not a lot. right? It's not nothing, but it's also not a ton. But imagine if you have these 5 people who are ready to jump on that day, and say you are a coach who has 4 coaches, like 4 active coaches in your organization, and each of them also, on the right side and the left side, each of them also has 5 people from the UK that they've connected with who are ready to jump right now. Not only do you collect your commissions, like your retail commissions from that, you're also collecting your team volume bonus. And that's where the longevity of our income comes from. That's where the real big advantage comes from. So for you, how do you apply this? If you're not yet an Emerald coach, get to Emerald. That's where you start earning team volume bonus. Like, it's really not hard. You need 1 coach on your left and 1 coach on your right. It's not hard if you're actually inviting. It's just not. Like, if you're actually talking to people and actually inviting, it's not hard. Here's what I do. I love what I do. I'm super excited about it. Have you ever considered checking it out? And if not, I had a little diamond call the other day, and I was telling the girls, it's just like, if you are a coffee shop owner and you go and offer for people to try out your new coffee and buy a coffee at your shop, right? If they say no, thank you, it's not because you're a horrible person and you're just not cut out for coffee. That's not it, right? They just were not in the mood for coffee at the moment, or maybe not your brand of coffee at the moment. It's nothing personal. That's fine, right? The thing is, I feel like we take it so personally. We don't invite because the fear of somebody saying no holds us back, right? This is a business. You have to put yourself out there. Let me tell you a secret. It doesn't matter which business you're a part of, whether it is Beachbody or another at-home company or a steel manufacturing conglomerate, as my 2 oldest brothers own, okay? Or you're a hairdresser, or you open a restaurant. The name of the game is networking. The name of the game is networking. If you're in real estate, you want your friends and your family and that word of mouth to spread everywhere. And you're asking for favors constantly. As a realtor, as a mortgage broker, as somebody who opens a new restaurant, as a new hairdresser, you are seriously cashing in all your chips, and you're asking for favors from friends and family constantly to send people your way. Why do we think our business is different? People don't come to you because you post on the Facebook, right? If you're doing your job very well, posting on Facebook, you're going to reduce objections after the invite. But the invite has to happen. The invite still has to happen. So what I'm going to do this weekend in preparation for this launch is I'm going to do a big inviting blitz with all y'all. And it's not going to be strategy. It's just simply going to be getting them done. One after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next. So that hopefully you strengthen that inviting muscle. And with the support of the rest of us, it feels easier. It does, right? It feels easier to do. So we're going to do a big fat inviting blitz. I'll post on Fit Republic, but I was thinking I would do it on like Sunday afternoon. I don't have a whole lot going on. So if you're bored, or if you really need a kick in the pants in your business, and if you really need support to start doing instead of just talking, then make some sacrifices to be there. Forgo plans. I think it'll be worth it. I'm going to say 3 p.m. MST Mountain Time on Sunday. So we're going to do a huge, massive inviting blitz. I will show you guys conversations that I have. I will show you invites that I do. And you guys are going to be like, oh, that's it? Because really, That's it. Like if you see Karina's messages, she puts butter on every single one of her words. And they're like really nice sounding. Mine, you're seriously going to be like, oh, like that's it. There's nothing to that. Like there's no magic there. Right. There's no magic there. I'm a super simple, like my invites, my conversations are just so super simple. Okay, so that's coming up on Sunday. In terms of like, you know what, guys, I think mindset is everything. I could give you, and I used to be so all about tactics. Give them tactics, show them how to do this little trick on social media and this weird thing you can do on social media, right? Like all of these things, I was like tactics, like the more I know, the more I can tell them, the better. But I realized that doesn't actually even matter. The tactics don't matter. It's the mindset that matters. I want you to be intentional about getting to the place where you want to be with this business. And that's my goal for me and for you guys this year. That being said, here are a few tactics for you. So I've mentioned this before. I want you to make sure that on your Facebook page, your page is viewable by the UK. You have to make sure that it's not just Canada and the US. Make sure that the UK is in there as well. I would not open it up worldwide, however, because that opens you up to a ton of spam. If I were you, I would open it up maybe to Australia. That would be fine to open it up also to Australia, even though we don't have any sort of market there. But do make sure the UK can see the content on your page. I hope everybody knows this, but if not, make sure also on your personal profile that your posts are viewable by the public, so that your posts are set to public. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Yeah? Good? Okay, good. Okay, so if you are a coach who is earning an income and you're paying for your Shakeology, I would recommend spending 10% of your Beachbody income into a Facebook ad for your Facebook page. And the most bang for your buck that you're going to get is to promote a free resource, or better yet, a free group to the UK. Make sure you look real pretty in the photo, okay? I mean it. No dim, weird photos, no bad lighting, right? Like this is the first time these people are seeing you. You want to make sure you're looking good in that picture, okay? Nice and bright, no green font, that kind of thing, you know. So that would be the best bang for your buck in terms of advertising. You want to make sure that the headline of this free resource really grabs attention. So get to the point so often what we do is we tell our story in a post, right? And then we get to the point at the end, especially for a free group. Get to the point at the beginning with just one sentence or two, and then tell the story. So what helps for me often, I'll write out the post, I'll tell the story, and then I'll get to the point at the end, as it's sort of that's kind of the natural progression, right? And then I'll take the point that I wrote at the bottom and I'll cut and paste it to the top, so that people don't have to read a paragraph to know exactly what they're going to get. Okay? So the point of your post is, what are they going to get? Put that at the top. I promise your conversion rates on this are going to be so much better. If you're not somebody who is earning an income as a coach, it is not in the budget to do an ad, that's cool. Here's how you do it. Open up your page, like I said, so that everybody in the UK can see your posts, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to open up a free group, but this is a general free group. It's not just for people from the UK. This is just a general free group. Again, look pretty in the photo. Put some effort into that shit, girls. Come on. And make sure that the point of the post is at the top. Okay? And then you want to make sure that you're generating as many comments on this post as you possibly can. And then in the post itself, listen carefully. In the post itself, find something UK relate, a page, a very popular page related to the UK. I don't know, is there like a government page? Is there like a UK mommies page? Is there something? Look, and this will take you some time to research, but this will be worth it because you're going to get exposure that you otherwise would not get. Find a way to work that into your post. Okay? So, like I said, you have to get creative. So for example, if there's like something like, I don't know, if there's something nutrition related, some sort of like organic food mommy thing, I don't know, you could even at the end of your post say something like, if it's a nutrition related free group, you could say something about, I checked out this page, blah, 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 and found some really great recipes. So that way you're doing them a favor. They're not going to be mad at you for randomly tagging them, because that is rude. Just FYI, you guys, it's rude to tag a page just for the purpose of exposure. This way you're doing something nice for them, plus you're getting the benefit of the exposure to the UK. Does that make sense to everybody? You feeling me on that? Okay, awesome. So that's just a little tactic that I thought of for you guys that might help. So this free group, what do you want to do in this free group? You want to make sure that they get to know you as well as possible. This is not about just putting the coach hat on and talking to them about nutrition and fitness and all of that kind of stuff. This is where you talk to them about your skincare routine, about how you're so vain, it's ridiculous. That you're so vain that you glue fake pieces of plastic to your eyes. Right? This is where you get to know them and where you get to really just be yourself. Ask questions. In my challenge group, I asked the other day for people to post their favorite funny meme. Those shy girls are inappropriate. I laughed so hard. Oh my gosh, like I couldn't control myself. But this is where you get to know people, and on a personal level, you're not just with the coach hat on, you're also with the friend hat on in these free groups, because you want to build a relationship that actually is going to carry over past the point of that free group. It's not just a transaction, right? You're actually building a connection and building a relationship. So I recommend in that free group, be yourself, talk about yourself, ask questions about those people as well. And then do send a private message and comment on each of their Facebook profiles at least one time throughout this free group. Comment on something, ask a question about something, compliment something. Because if you've done your job on your free group, hopefully you're targeting people who are like you, right? And who are interested in what you are interested in. Sorry, I'm fading fast. I've got body aches like crazy today. I came home from Italy and got a flu. It's the worst. Okay, what else was I gonna say? I don't want to forget. Oh, wait. Oh, yes. Okay. So when you connect with people from the UK and they want to be a part of your challenge group, say yes to that. They can't get Shakeology right now. Say yes to that. If they want to try the free trial of BOD and be in your challenge group, say yes to that. If they have a burned copy of Insanity, say yes to that. Because if there's one thing that I've learned over the last several months, kind of touring all over the place and speaking for different events and Super Saturdays and talking to so many different super successful coaches. So many of them started with a burned copy of Insanity. So many of them, Robin, our newest diamond, started with a burned copy of Insanity, or P90X, and they were too skeptical to buy anything, right? So and here's what happens every time I have somebody who joins one of my challenge groups and they're not on Shakeology for whatever reason. Sometimes they had some Shakeology left over from a previous challenge group, and they wanted to switch to me as their coach or whatever it was. The way that like, if we are building those relationships in the challenge group, if we're talking about Shakeology and what it's doing for us in our challenge groups, if we're posting the selfie with the Shakeology in our challenge groups, they always end up ordering Shakeology, right? So particularly with your UK contacts, let them in a full challenge group. The more work you do for free for the UK launch, the more you're going to get paid when it happens. The more you care to help these people make progress with tools that they haven't had access to, the more they're going to appreciate you as a coach and as a person. And if coaching is right for them, right? If they're looking for an income opportunity, who are they going to trust? It's not going to have to be the number one coach in the Beachbody network. It's going to be the person that they know, that they trust, who is just as vain as they are, maybe, right? But seriously, who they've got something in common with, that is who they're going to go to. That is who they're going to trust, right? So I just recommend opening up your whole business to the UK right now. Get her started. Open up your free groups. Do a free group especially for the UK. Let them into your challenge groups. Invite them to please make videos because you just want to listen to them talk all day. I don't know. Maybe that. Okay. Any questions, you guys, or thoughts?
Can I just say something about the free on demand? Because for the UK, we have to give them a different link. Yeah, I didn't know if you mentioned that or not.
No.
I'm actually on a live happy hour too at the same time. I'm back and forth. So anyway, it's beachbody.co.uk. So they sign up for the free trial there. It's still 30 days in the UK, but they won't have a coach until September, but you can always get them switched over in September. Yeah, different customer service number to cancel too. So just make sure you give them that one.
Okay, thank you. That is in the FAQ number 1000 to make it really easy. FAQ number 1000. So you can go on teambeachbody.com and find that. Thank you, Allie. And again, we say September, but that's like a ballpark. You know, we're not 100% sure on when things are actually going to take place. All right, my voice hurts real bad. So I'm going to sign off. Unless there are any questions. Thank you, Robin. I'm sure I will feel so much. I'm drinking bone broth, so I'm like, it has magical powers. I'm just telling myself I'm going to feel better tomorrow.
Bone broth is good.
It's the best. All right, guys.